Alright guys, welcome to another episode of the Sky Show. I'm Dr. Sashi.
And Mauri from Tuesday with Mauri Show.
Okay, today's topic is going to be about supplements and supplementation, but we are going to try to make it as compact as possible because if we expand, it's a very wide topic. So, without further ado, Mauri, I think you want to go ahead and explain a few stuff first.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Sashi Kumar, as always. So, as Doctor says, we chose as a topic supplementation because which is quite a big one lately. Now there's this kind of habits of people that they think that getting like some supplements or like the magic pill changes their life. So we try to clarify what supplementation is and how to choose the right supplements, what the difference in between different supplementation. So according to this, I will start asking you, Dr. Sashi Kumar, what is the difference in between food fortification and supplementation?
Okay, so when you say food fortification, that is the first thing. Normally I will tell, I think we spoke about it the last time, supplementation means it's going to supplement your habits and your lifestyle. It is not going to change your bad lifestyle and it's not going to fix your bad diet. So there's no supplement which is going to fix your bad diet.
So there's no any magic pill that you take in and you become...
Yeah, so there are a few fantastic ones. Of course, they're amazing ones. But then still again, you can't fix a bad diet with a supplement. So when you say food fortification, the first thing is to take care of what you eat. Because at the end of the day, your supplements and your food is going to be absorbed, broken down first, absorbed in your intestines, stomach. If you take care of your digestive tract, then of course your supplements and all those are going to be absorbed better. Now, if you are someone who has a very bad diet, you don't watch what you eat, you don't know what to do with your food, I would tell them stop supplementing or stop using any supplements. But try to go and fix your diet first. If you don't know how to fix your diet, you don't know what's wrong, and you don't know what you're supposed to eat, what you're not supposed to eat, it's easy for you to make a mistake. And this is where I think a lot of people, regardless of nationality, I think Malaysians, what I see, make a mistake. Like, I'm going to go on a diet, I'm going to do a juicing diet where they flush themselves with a lot of fruits and juices and stuff like that, and then they don't know that how a certain type of food works and interactions and all. Of course, it's very complicated, but they go and become vegan. I've got nothing against vegans, but then I think it's not for everyone. And then some of them go ahead and do a keto without knowing how to properly get into a keto, or don't know how long they should do or what to eat and stuff like that. Some of them think that it's keto but eat too much of protein. So mistakes that they normally would make. So to know this, I think it's best that you get a dietitian to actually guide you if you're not sure at all, because there are a lot of videos on YouTube telling you this is the best, this is the best. But what's best for you is for you to experiment by yourself if you are able to do it, and that requires a lot of homework on food and how it affects the body. But for someone who is new, I would always suggest them to get a proper dietitian to coach them, and then to get into the whole framework of what works for you best. And then you fix your gut, your stomach, okay? And then you go on to add on supplements after that.
Well said, Dr. Sashi, because I have absolutely nothing in Google, but Google is a golden mine for when it comes to get some information. But what is actually the diet that goes for you according to your body type and the needs you have is totally different than the one that goes for me. So it's always important, as we said previously, to get support from an expert in this kind, a dietitian. So, okay, I try really to make it clear because it's such a wide topic, and to me it's very important because I've been personally doing a lot of sports in my life, so I've been using supplementation, and I've seen that when I was younger I was more into the quantity. Then I did understand that it is more about the quality of the supplementation. So what is the right approach to support a proper diet? So giving for granted that the diet is proper.
Okay.
And what's the right approach with the supplements? So how to take them, how to choose the best quality supplements?
Okay. So there's tons of supplements out there. It could be vitamins, it could be minerals, it could be cognitive support medications, it could be enzymes. So it could be supplements. Supplements can be derived into a few types. It could be minerals, vitamins, something to support the cognitive function of the body, natural herbs and stuff like that. And the last one I was telling was more towards like your enzymes and stuff like that. So now, what would you need depends on where your problem is. Things like, just say, your enzymes. Most people think that they are having gastritis and then they start taking a lot of gastrics to reduce the acidity of the stomach. One thing I'm telling people is that it's not because your stomach is acidic, but it's because it is supposed to be acidic. It's supposed to break down food. So habits can actually reduce the acidity of the stomach. At the same time, that means that you're going to have indigestion. Okay? So things like that will give you bloating, constipation. You won't be able to absorb the vitamins and minerals which are from food in the first place. Okay? So when you have problems like that, supplementing yourself with a digestive enzyme, a bunch of digestive enzymes, there's a few types of digestive enzymes. You can go on Google digestive enzymes and they'll give you a list, alright? Not to buy, but to know what are digestive enzymes. To break down your protein, to break down your carbohydrates, and to break down your fats. 3 macros. So learn about that, very basic. So there are supplementations out there which can break down this food for you. If you're not able to break down the food, if that's a problem, then that is something that you can start taking, digestive enzymes. I realize that a lot of people are having problems with digesting the food. Alright, so that is something that actually is quite a magic drug. It can help you break down food better. That's fantastic. Okay, in terms of vitamins and minerals, you have to understand, let's go to vitamins first. There are vitamins which are fat soluble and there are vitamins which are water soluble. Alright, so simple. Vitamins A, D, E and K are fat soluble. Vitamins B and C, the complexes of all the Bs.
Even D.
D is A, D, E and K are fat soluble. Sorry. B and C and all the complexes of B, that means B1, B until B9 and B12, everything is water soluble with your vitamin C. Alright, so these things, as I said, this topic is too huge. So I'm just going to give you a heads up. I've broken down to a few things for men and women. And then I realized that, wow, that's too much. So one thing that people can always supplement, and I'm looking at it right now when there's a lot of deficiency, is vitamin D. B complexes, if you are someone who is having poor absorption in your stomach, okay, that you'll only know when you have poor absorption, like I said, bloating and stuff like that. So B's, complexes, you can take your C's, zinc, magnesium, these two are minerals, they're not vitamins. Okay, and these are what are lacking from our food these days. D is from your sunlight and also some food, fatty food. People are afraid of fatty food. I don't know why. The kind of fat you're supposed to be afraid of is processed fat, not natural fats. That's another topic another day. So your D's, you don't get enough sunlight as well. You're inside buildings, you're inside a car, you are totally covered. You don't go out and get the sunlight on your body. Most of them come with low vitamin D. So something I'll say is you can always supplement yourself is vitamin D, the B complexes, and as for minerals, magnesium.
Dr. Shashi, would you recommend, because I had a discussion with another doctor back in Europe, and in order to have the right approach and understand really what our body needs, because there is this, again, we go back to the same topic at the beginning with the magic pills. So now the market is pushing these multivitamins that you have everything in one, but the bioavailability, and for bioavailability means how good is your body is good to absorb those. You don't know, because you might be deficient, you might have deficiency
of something, and something you might not need as well.
Correct. So do you recommend that? I know it could be quite expensive, but to do a blood test, and according to the blood test, can you see with the blood test which vitamins, either minerals, are you lacking, and according to that you then supplement? You can do a vitamin check. So you want to check for vitamin, normally it's D,
B12, B9, you can check for through your blood. You can't check for vitamin C because vitamin C level always changes. It's fluctuant, so it's not accurate. But there are other things like bioresonance, using your nails or your hair to check your vitamin levels in your body, and that is actually far more accurate because it gives out it's like a fossil. So it actually gives out a reading for some time, as compared to blood. Blood is like today. It could fluctuate. All right. So if you can get a bioresonance reading using your hair or your nail or things like that, which is actually an epigenetic test, that is something which is far more better and accurate as compared to your blood test. So you can do that. So things like that are easily available these days. You can find it, you can do it. So that will be much more accurate. All right. And one more thing about supplementations: not all supplements are the same. So one day I will sit down and explain, because this is just too big of a topic for me to explain how different it is. Because what people normally do a mistake is, vitamin D, I'll buy it. Simple. This is the point of why Malaysians make the mistake where they will like, oh, vitamin D is everything the same. I'm eating for the sake of eating a vitamin. So a lot of the vitamin makers, what they do is they will put a standard amount which is actually US FDA approved minimum amount, which is 400 international units. And we understand that the body needs at least 1,500 to 5,000 IUs a day daily for it to be actually functional. So 400 is just recommended daily allowance. Just the recommended allowance. That is not enough to actually fix issues. You go into depression. Vitamin D, of course, a lack of vitamin D can cause you to have poor bones, depression, brain health, brain fog, so many things. So 400 is not going to fix it. So a lot of them, when I tell them, show me your vitamin, and they will show me the name of the vitamin. I say, how much does it contain? So the amount which is contained in a pill is very important. Big beautiful pills don't mean that they are effective. So you have to find something which is effective, and there's a certain dosage for it. So if I want to go and explain everything, it's going to take a long time. One day probably I'll come out with how to buy minerals, how to buy vitamins, where to buy them.
The question, the next question.
It's huge. It's huge.
Okay, if you agree with me, Dr. Shashi Kumar, what we can do, I know it's quite a huge why, but I firmly believe that we can give value to the audience, because that is the things that actually everybody is looking for. So if you agree, we can...
Maybe I can simplify.
We can simplify for the next episodes. We can put it down. We can simplify some.
So as I said, I normally will say, do not buy multivitamins, but buy vitamins which are useful for you. How to know that? Do some tests. And as I said, from what I see, I can just give a simple basic recommendation. Your vitamin D's, B complexes, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium.
Is that valid either for men
and women? It could work for both genders.
Is that
when we go specific for men, I would say something which boosts your testosterone, like your tribulus, your maca, your tongkat ali. All these are for men, and the dosage that you can buy, dependent 75 to 100 milligrams, depending, for all three of these. It's fantastic. You can even get something as high as 150 to 200 milligrams. Very good. So that's for men. Zinc, yes. When you want to buy zinc, you want to buy magnesium, you want to buy selenium, all this minerals, you can buy most of it which is citrate, picolinate, glycinate, but do not buy anything which has oxide in it, because that's the worst form of a mineral. So do not buy any minerals which are oxide. So magnesium oxide, don't buy. Zinc oxide, no. Selenium oxide, no. Anything with oxide, do not buy it. So that's one advice that I'll give you.
Very interesting. Personally, I use magnesium. I'm a big fan of magnesium. I do, as I said, I do a lot of activity in sports, and it's really underestimated.
Of course.
Because but it really does make the difference in terms of recovery after a workout.
Relaxation of muscle. Sleep.
You know, quality of the skin, you know, even more focus, you know. And in my case, as you know, my regime is a very low carbohydrate diet. So especially in a kind of low carbohydrate diet, magnesium is very important, and we really suggest to give it a try.
Yes,
I'm a big fan
so
of
magnesium, zinc, B complex, vitamin D. What's the other one? I told something.
And for what concerns women, then any suggestion like they should take?
Women, get your iron supplements, but then before you get your iron supplements, better get your iron levels checked. Women can also take zinc, vitamin D, very important, because most of the time I find women with vitamin D deficiency more than men. So I think it's probably due to sunblocks and stuff like that, I don't know. So you don't get enough sunlight, and then when you go out, it's already blocked. And then especially in Malaysia, it's weird because when you're living in the tropics, you're supposed to get more sunlight and you easily absorb it, but people are afraid of sunlight now.
Wrinkles.
Yeah, wrinkles, sunburns, whatever, skin tone and stuff like that. So they are avoiding the sun, same time you're avoiding absorbing vitamin D. So, and the food, I would say, I'm talking about Malaysians here, is generally very low in fat, good fats. So that's also another source of getting your vitamin D, so that's poor as well. So,
and going back, because for me it's very important to share this with the audience on how to know the amount of vitamin, could be D, zinc, whatever, to absorb, to use every day. What I do, I go on Google, for example, say what's the minimum amount of vitamin C daily that should, you see the amount of it. So according to that, then I buy the supplements. And I personally, I won't mention it because I buy through an application. We are based in Malaysia, but they come from the United States. Do you have any website or any place physically, even here in Malaysia, that you will recommend people to go and buy the supplements?
I would say there are a lot of online retail outlets that sell vitamins and minerals. I think people know about iHerb, people know about a few other places as well. But you can buy it off the counters in pharmacies as well. But always be aware, there's something I'll say, not all pharmacies do this, but then most pharmacies do this because they want to sell something from their shelf as fast as possible. So try not to get sucked into that. Always do your research, like what Mauri said, you have to do your research. You cannot just go there, oh, doctor said this, I'll go to the pharmacy and find for it. No, you got to do your research before you buy your vitamins. Alright? And then when you buy your vitamin D, there's supposed to be vitamin K inside. So read about all this. And I think on our previous videos, we spoke about this as well. My old videos, you can check out in our link. We have spoken about how vitamins help each other. So vitamin D and K go together. Calcium goes together. So these three are fantastic they work together very well to keep your bones strong, healthy, at the same time brain function. Alright? And then your vitamin C. That is water soluble and it goes well with your collagen. So that is something that you want to probably you want to have your collagen drink, and then you want to have your vitamin C's. It absorbs 1,000 times better and it expands the functionality of the collagen by 1,000 times as well. Fantastic. Wow. Yeah. And then if you take something which is vitamin A or E, it has to be oil based. So if you're taking with some coconut oil, or if you're taking curcumin as well, which is an anti-inflammatory natural substance, a lot of people are taking curcumin these days. If you take it with something which is oil based, some oil based, just say something like your MCT oil and all those, it increases the functionality of the curcumin itself. So read about all this, study about all this. You can find these kind of YouTube videos. Very good. And then of course when you're taking your curcumin, you have to have pepper inside, piperine. So it makes it 1,000 times better functional.
Alright, use black pepper.
Yeah, so many things. So read about all this before you blindly go and buy. And there's a lot of YouTube videos about this. And these are safer ones. Safer searches. What vitamins work well together? You can do that kind of a search. And you can actually even see about scientific studies as well. Studies are boring, but then there are simplified ones. Okay? And if in case you can't find, or you find it confusing, you can always call us, call Mauri, no problem.
We're going to be more than happy to support you.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Shashi Kumar, even today you gave us so many information to process. And I will, if it's not okay for you, I will close it here so we can proceed for the next episode and maybe be more specific in order to give.
I think let's talk about a specific vitamin at least we will expand more about that vitamin, and you will understand better about that certain vitamin rather than open. But then this was a good discussion to find and see what is the best for you, how to choose and stuff like that.
Perfect. Thank you so much as always for your kind suggestions, and as always, leave the comment below if you want us to
do a specific topic.
We're gonna be more than happy to go through it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao. See you.
Bye. Ciao.